You are listening to the Green Living Chat podcast, brought to you by Kamath Solutions in Ghana. I'm your host, David. Here, we discuss emerging environmental issues in and around the world. We use this platform to promote environmental-related projects. So stick around with us. Here we go. I am still here with Elena, and we are still discussing issues about the food and the things that we put inside us and the things that we have to be careful about. And well, you have more reasons to support local farmers and local shops, because it's not just about you helping to reduce the plastics and the waste and the things that are in the big supermarket. But we always advise that, hey, let's try and support local farmers, local shops, so that we can be healthier. So now you have more reasons to do that. When we come back on this podcast discussion, Elena is going to give us more tips about how we can be cooking good and healthy food and also practice minimalism in the kitchen. Hi there. Today's episode of the Green Living Chat is a continuation of last week's episode. This episode is readily available on all podcast platforms. Just check this episode out before you get into this episode. In the first part of this discussion, Elena and I discussed about why is it important for us to care about food and the ingredients on our plate, and how does it impact the environment. We also talked about the impact of not eating right and balanced diet. Today, we continue this discussion on more tips on how to practice minimalism in the kitchen, and also some very important resources that can be helpful to get more ideas on how to go this way. This is the Green Living Chats podcast. Enjoy this episode.
Another thing which I wanted to mention is our kids. So eating everything on a plate is the first tip you should teach them. And many parents worry that their kids is just not eating. And I love this phrase that you're responsible for what you give them and when you give them. And they're responsible for either to eat it and how much to eat it. There was a teacher which was giving tips on how to feed your kid, and she told that after this class, your kid will definitely eat everything. And I was like, what is the secret? Because it was my problem too, like young mom. And she said, just give him 1 spoon and he will eat and he will ask for more. And then you put 1 more. And I was like, wow, this is super simple. But actually everything starts there. And I remember my grandfather, my father, they teach me to respect bread. So now when my husband sometimes put bread upside down, I feel nervous because we used to respect it and we never left anything on the plate. And I feel painful when some people, they leave spoon or 2 because they just feel full. So it all comes from childhood. And some parents say, how can I take my kid off from candies, cookies, stuff like this? And I love this saying that what happened once might never happen again, but what happened twice most likely will repeat. And when you give your kid something, be aware, like really think why you give it to him or to her. And I remember when I was little, my grandmother it was my treat. I was eating carrot with sugar, and I was eating eggs with salt and tomatoes. And then when I wanted to give it to my kid and I was about to put a tablespoon of sugar, even if it's brown, it's still not good. And I thought I have to stop. He liked it this way. So I shouldn't apply what was applied to me. I have to let him experience the real taste, because our taste is practically what we used to. It's a habit which is easy to change. It's not 1 day action. It's most likely 21 day action. So our kid from the very young age, I told to parents, to my husband, to everybody that There is no sweets in our house because it's just not good. And we have this idea that sweet is a treat. No, sweet, it's not treat at all. So we never gave him sweets. And I remember somebody brought a box of Kinder chocolates, like a little candies, and he didn't know what it is. He was playing football, and I felt so proud. He loved dry foods and stuff like this. So this all kind of dry foods practically, and you can make desserts with this, mixing them with the nuts, with some, if you wish, baobab powder or anything. Um, so it's simple. Just it's sometimes you want to have ice cream and you feel I want to eat now, and I will give him a little bit. No, just wait until he don't see you. Maybe it does sound good, but just hold on as long as you can, and then you don't have to change it. And some people then say, when he will grow up, he will eat it all, and you'll see like it will come this balance. But I feel fine with this. He will dive into it, and he will feel what he like. My role is to do what I can now. I was the same. I dived into it. I was buying a lot of like sweets when I was little for some while when my parents haven't seen it, but I returned to the basics, which I got used to. And I'm super thankful for this.
Yeah, I really like the point you're making about eating everything on your plate because that's another big issue in restaurants and also about food waste. Because recently we are doing a project on food waste composting and we are looking at the sources of food waste. So, generally, food waste comes in two folds. So we have what we call food loss, which is like probably food that is coming from the farmland that doesn't end up in the restaurant or probably in the supermarkets. And also, the supermarkets also have this sort of waste that happens that probably customers are not buying them anymore, or they are sort of partially rotting, or they don't look good, or they don't reach the standards that they want. And there is another issue where people are not able to finish the food that they have on their plate. So, this tip is a super good one that it's very simple. Finish your food or buy what you can consume. But Elena, I have another big issue with restaurants and recipes. Now, when you go to certain restaurants, so they give you certain things on your plate, but you practically don't have to eat it. It's just for decoration. And afterwards, they come and take your plate away and just throw it away. It just doesn't make sense.
It's all about us. It's really all about us. We let it happen. Some people say it's like first the egg or the chicken. And people saying big factories have to do something about it. Somebody else has to do something. Now it's about what you take. And I always get angry with my husband when he goes somewhere and he comes with this little unnecessary bags which you don't need. Every time you don't like ask yourself, do I need this bag? Do I need this straw? What can I not take? And say it out loud. Say it, sorry, don't put it on my plate. I don't find it necessary. And everybody have to speak. We have to stand up. We have to wake up. We have to make little actions, but everybody, and then it will make a difference.
I like that. Like that. Yeah. Sometimes it becomes a little bit intimidating because I always go to the supermarket and if they are giving you packages that you do not need. We already go with our bags that we already reuse all the time. But you go and they keep giving you more bags that you just bring it home and then that's it. You throw it away. You tell them you don't want it. There was a time that I was in this city. I don't want to mention it. I went to this supermarket. It's a very big supermarket. I went there and this guy was just arguing with me because I didn't take a bag. And he's forcing me to use it. And I'm like, I don't need it. I mean,
Well,
so it's
yes, yes. They
great.
say it's free.
Yes,
Take
it
it.
will be great that we all voice out because I listened to, I think the lady is from India. She sent several emails to Amazon that Amazon should not send her any plastic packaging anymore. And she kept sending emails to Amazon until Amazon replied the email and said that yes, we are not gonna send you any plastic packaging. And that's so cool. If we could
Wow.
all do this, that is just amazing. We all go, we just reject it.
Yes.
we all go and support the, local farmers and local shops, I mean, things will change because these big supermarkets like Walmart and all those big supermarkets, they'll realize that people are actually concerned about the environment. So let's make things that are right. You go to the supermarket and all vegetables and fruits are wrapped in plastics. I don't get it. What is the mindset?
Yes, we kind of, it feels like we're all walking with our head down, and but we all love, humans love, and we need this feeling of the hero. And it starts with a bed which you make in the morning, with little gym exercises, with little no thank you. It will make you feel good. Make this little change, even if it feels, even for me, strangely, I'm surprised, like sometimes I feel awkward to say it, and I say to myself, come on, what do you feel now, where it comes from, like who you shy, like what the hell is happening, say it.
Earlier, we were talking about sugar, all the disadvantages of eating sugar continuously, right? So, what do you replace with?
Yes, we eat it, really eat it a little. We almost don't eat it. Practically with the dry fruits. This is enough. This is enough. And another thing about sugar, it's for ladies which cannot stop eating it, is that our collagen level doesn't like sugar. So sugar is accumulated. And then one morning you just suddenly see that your skin is going down. I mean, you just look so old, and you feel like, oh, maybe I just slept bad, or next day it will be better, but it's not better because the sugar is accumulated in your cells, and then it's having this sudden effect which nobody wants.
This is interesting, really, and I think that this is going to be a very eye-opening resource for a lot of people. People develop habits over time, right? And it's very difficult to change your diet and the things that you eat, and of course, though you know that is very important for your health and also for the environment, I want you to share your personal experience on how you had to forego certain parts of your daily diet and to swap into a healthy one. And how did you go about this transition? So, can you share a little bit of a personal experience on how you went through this change and some of the challenges that you went through?
Practically, it was interesting experience when one day I went to the laboratory and they took my blood sample, and then they were showing me how good it is to drink water. But behind it, I've seen the whole universe there, and they were explaining to me that this is good cells, bad bacteria, this is a fight, this area is completely dead because of the certain things like radiation. And it was like stuff going on. It was the whole life. And I was shocked. I was like, this is me. These little guys, it was like little bottle. There was some virus or something, and there was cells around it trying to beat it up. And I was like, this is me. And only I can protect myself. Gosh, I have to be conscious. And I think that was enough. And this is just about us being stronger every day. And of course, I'm not the perfect one, but it's good when once you open up your eyes and you become more conscious, and then it's become just interesting quest. What else can I do? How can I cook it? How do I feel? I love another thing that is good on a TV. I've seen a while ago when I was little. One lady, she was looking beautiful. And then somebody asked her, like, how do you look? You're almost 50, you look like 20. She said, it's just everything what I eat, I put on my face. And that's actually was basic for my natural cosmetic line. And I realized this is so true, because when you have some leftover of the porridge, you can do pancakes next day, or you can put it on your face. You can put the leftovers, because always you have, for example, from avocado, from anything, this amount, even if you ate everything, this amount which left over on the plate is something what you can use with your hands and put it on your face. Maybe for somebody it's shocking now, but I use different cosmetics, a lot of cosmetics. I'm practically from the cosmetic world myself. So I used from the cheapest Russian versions to cosmetics like La Mer and things like this. So you always feel like there is something more expensive. I have to buy something better and then I will have this youth. But youth comes from your attitude, your mood, your food, all these things. So this stuff with the cosmetics, also another superfood I forgot to mention, it's also good for skin, is this seeds, linen seeds. It's super anti-cancerogen. It's super delicious. It's quite like this, just understanding that only you're responsible for yourself.
So let's go ahead with some of the few resources that you have for us. And definitely, we're going to put links to these resources in the show notes. So anyone who wants to get to these resources can just get to them by just a click.
Thank you. So about resources, first, I want to really thank Sarah Otto and Gut Health Solution series. They brought up so many doctors, scientists. I love practically all this stuff which is proven by scientists. I want to see resources. I want to see experiments. This is really inspiring. So they brought it all. It's amazing. I do recommend, if you go on Netflix, I against TV, honestly, but if you go on Netflix, there is still plenty to see. I believe that so many things could be done in the world. If you don't have sofa and TV, the world would be a different place to be. I love the saying from the childhood that rest is just changing activity. So this is best rest. So another, which I already mentioned, but I'll repeat, is Secret Ingredients documentary on YouTube. Another one is Dark Waters. It's documentary and the movie exists as well on YouTube. It's about Tefal and dark stuff behind it. Practically, really, now almost nothing is really checked on our health. Nothing really checked on the long term. How we combine all the chemicals, how it all works, like it's crazy. So you can open up all this with Dark Waters. Another book, Super Life, book Not to Die, which we discuss, and Charming Gods. Another very fascinating movie is World Most Toxic Food. It's about fish. It's only about fish. It's from YouTube. Mm-hmm. And Weston Price with his restoring the teeth and our bone system. So that's it, but it's a lot more. So everybody who wants to dive in, it's so much. You just have to stand up.
Thank you so much for opening our eyes on this issue that is super important to both the environment and especially to human health. And I think that this is something that we really have to pay attention to. So, probably everyone listening to this should be really enthused and focused and mindful of these things and dig into them, look out for what you're eating, find out where it's coming from, the little that you can to be able to make changes in the diets and the things that you're putting in your plate. Do your best so that you can do into it. So thank you so much for getting us these tips. And I have a last question that I normally ask people on the podcast. If you have the chance to change anything in this world, especially concerning how we behave towards the environment, what would be?
I would love to make people more conscious, because when you're conscious and you care about yourself, you care about everything around. You respect yourself, you respect nature. This is all we need.
I like that. I really like
Thank
that.
you.
So thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I don't know if you have any last words or anything that I did miss.
It was just such a pleasure to speak with you. I'm so happy to find you, to meet you, to collaborate with you. And I hope to see you soon in Romania.
Definitely, I know that this conversation is not going to end here. We are definitely going to talk again soon and for sure find different ways to collaborate because I really like your passion and how you're very enthused about, even just the little things that are important. So yeah, I wish you the very best and hope to hear from you soon. And greetings to your son
Thank you.
and your
Thank you
family.
so much.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Green Living Chat. Our goal here is to discuss emerging environmental issues and challenges and find possible solutions to educate the public. So why don't you get in touch with us on all our social media platforms at Kamath Solutions, or visit our website www.kamathsolutions.com, and we'll be excited to hear from you and engage with you. Consider giving us a star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. See you on the next episode. Until then, live green.